Welcome back to the final segment of Investing with Confidence on this beautiful Saturday morning right here in Bloomington. If you happen to miss 2 tickets for the investing class, call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll receive a link back for the free investing class. Make sure to register on that link. You're also going to get the retirement planner when you attend. So, Al, you want to get into that this last topic, which is kind of the same as the last one, and it's that retirement topic. But we kind of talked about earlier that people are not, I guess, living that life that they were hoping for in retirement. They're getting by, which is what you hear a lot of times. Oh, they say, "Oh, I get by." Who wants to just get by? People want to be able to make better decisions, make better choices, and have more fun. And that's what it's all about. I mean, if you want to have fun during your working years or your early life. But the later on in that life, you want to spend time with the grandkids, the family, all that stuff. There's a lot going on, and sometimes, from what I hear anyway, you are more busy than your working years. So there are a lot of people behind right now. What are some techniques that you're helping people with to have the potential to catch up their retirement savings?
Yeah, well, number one, accept the fact that you can control your assets. You can increase the returns. You can take advantage of corrections and bear markets, but it starts with financial intelligence. It's financial knowledge. And where do you get that knowledge? Probably not in school, probably not the right, really in-depth knowledge from your parents, because they probably never really were guided on how to do it. So maybe you're relying on a neighbor or a friend, or you're relying on an advisor, but you need to also remember this. Who are you investing for your benefit, or are you investing for the benefit of someone else? Because if somebody else is making the financial decisions for you, there is somewhat of a conflict of interest there.
I want to make sure our listeners heard that. A lot of listeners, if you have a broker or an advisor, nothing against the people. I don't want to talk bad about them. They're nice people. I actually know a lot of them. You are relying on somebody else to dictate your future.
Right.
Think about that. Relying on somebody else that you don't even know.
Right. That's financial dependence.
You are exactly right.
Not independence. And that really should be the goal. Once you learn this, once you have the knowledge, by the way, that's something that can never be taken away from you, and it's something that can be shared with your kids, with your family. But what we'd like to have you do is start with the end point. You mentioned retirement and how great that should be. Well, decide what that is. Define it. Describe it. And then let's help you identify how to get there, because there's a different path for most of you. It's not the same path. Everyone is unique in what they need to do.
Yeah, we talk to a lot of people, too, that they want to travel more. They want to go live down south, live in Florida. Or there's a lot of places in I think it's Alabama, where people go there and they'll buy these little homes and they'll live out there. And it's beautiful out there. I mean, that's the things that people really strive for.
Alabama?
I believe it's Alabama.
Well, there's all sorts of states where there are great places. Well, there's a lot of places down where there's great climate, great year-round climate.
Here, you of all people, I thought you would know about that.
Well, yeah, I've never been to Alabama. I'll have to put that on my bucket list.
I guess maybe I know that because I had some family to go there.
Well, you know what a lot of other people are doing? They're buying RVs and they're traveling the country and they're trading while they travel. Not while they're driving, but you can trade on your cell phone. You can trade on a laptop anywhere you have access to the internet. We've got a lot of students who maybe have a cabin and they're sitting on their docks or the deck of the cabin and they're trading. You don't want to go into retirement and the first thing you do is take a piece of paper and write out a list of things you have to cut out of your life. You should be adding things to your life. But it might mean that you need to have more knowledge. You are probably, most of your financial assets, your retirement assets are probably in some kind of a 401k, 403b. That's an employer-sponsored plan with high fees and, to be honest with you, with mediocre results. Josh mentioned that 80, 90% of the mutual funds underperform the index they're supposed to perform with. The fee is a big part of it, but there are a number of other things, and we talk about that in these classes. But what you're not being guided on or into are these income-producing assets that utilize leverage, that give you the opportunity to invest or trade 24 hours a day, things that can be used both short-term, mid-term, and long-term. How about if you have let's say you have a stock portfolio that you really like, maybe you, for emotional reasons or because there's dividends being paid, what if you could add a supercharger to that and increase the returns? there are strategies and assets you can use for that. Options is an asset that a lot of our students use. They use it for shorter-term income needs. They use it for midterm, long-term. In your retirement, that might be one of the best things you can use to continue to grow the retirement savings that you have. It can also be used as an insurance policy. Most of you that have a home have an insurance policy on your home. What if you had a next-door neighbor and he had a bunch of kids that were always playing with matches and the house was built right next to a river that flooded every couple of years? You know that house is a mess. What if you could actually have an insurance policy on your neighbor's house, and when it burned or when it flooded, you would get paid? Well,
That's
you
crazy.
Can't do that with your neighbor's house, but you can do that in the stock market. You don't have to have a portfolio to have the insurance that we mentioned. There are so many things that are available to you, and it's just knowledge. It's a lack of knowledge. That's what we do. We provide that knowledge, but we also provide the skills to help you use the knowledge, because that is really the most important component of it, is how to use the knowledge, when to use it, why you use it.
Yeah, and these techniques and strategies that Al is talking about, say you have a self-directed 401k or an IRA, you can do options in an IRA. You can protect your portfolio, and you probably have the opportunity to do it right now. It just has to be self-directed.
Sure.
And if you think of, and Al talks about this every week, you already are self-directing your portfolio, just having somebody hold on to it and paying them a fee just to hold on to it. Think of it as a storage facility for your money and paying a fee for that.
Right.
And Al, people want to make more choice, or I should say better choices during their retirement years and have that fun. And if that's you, if you're listening right now and you want to be able to make better choices in those retirement years and be able to, I guess, have the potential to spend more time with family, to be able to do that without saying, how am I going to do that? What do we have to cut back? You got to come to these investing classes and see those techniques and strategies that might have the potential. You never know. It's opening your eyes, and it's really opening a new door.
Yep.
So callers 1 through 10, I'm going to invite you to this class. Call 952-814-4410. These classes are free. They're in Bloomington. You're going to receive the retirement planner when you attend. There's actually some different techniques, like 3 retirement strategies that Wall Street doesn't talk about in there, but also is your 401k keeping pace with your age. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You receive a link back to register for this free class. So, Al, we're getting close to the end of the show here, and I want you to kind of talk about these IRAs, because that's retirement, what a lot of people do have if they don't have a company-sponsored 401k. If somebody has a self-directed IRA, let's just say an IRA with a broker, how would you transfer that, or is it a tough process to self-direct?
No, it's very easy to do that transfer. If you need help, we can help give you guidance on doing the mechanical part of the transfer. Actually, the broker that you're transferring money into, they do all the work. You just let them know where your assets are, how you want them transferred. But we can help you with that. As far as the self-directing part, again, it's just doing the same thing you were doing with your 401ks, except you're doing it with better choices and with the opportunity to participate in different market directions. Statistically, the market goes up about 20% of the time, down 10% of the time, and sideways 70% of the time. If you're not using assets that will benefit you or give you the potential to benefit in a down market and a sideways market, that's 80% of the time.
What do you think is the best?
Out on.
What do you think is the best asset for sideways market? Just probably not stocks, right?
Options there are option strategies where you can benefit in a sideways market. There are actually strategies you can use where you don't care which direction the asset goes.
Would you call getting paid to wait?
Absolutely. What if you? That's a great concept, and people actually kind of scratch their heads when I talk about it in these classes. How can that be possible? How can I get paid to wait for the price of something to go lower before I buy it? How can I get paid to wait until the price goes higher until I sell something? You can do that. Those are easy strategies to use if you learn how to use that particular asset.
Yeah, I was actually doing a podcast a while back with one of our instructors. We have 60 or so instructors here at the Academy, at Online Trading Academy, that teach programs and how to make better investing decisions. But I asked him that same question. He said, you know what he said? Because you can.
Because you can.
Don't worry about why. Don't worry about the reasons why. He said, because you can. And that's all you really need to know is you can make your own decisions in the financial markets. You can make your decisions in your 401k, your IRA, whatever that may be. But you got to start. You have to start learning. And you mentioned skill. You have to gain the skill. But I think the key there is having the proper tools to make those decisions. If you need the proper tools to make better investing decisions, Al teaches investing classes and goes over those tools, what they might be, concepts on how to make better choices during your working years or during retirement. So, Alice, at the end of the show, one last set of tickets for this free investing class we do right here in Bloomington. It's a physical class to learn techniques and strategies on how the financial markets actually work. Call 952-814-4410. That's 952-814-4410. Make it easy. You can text the word invest to the number 484848. You receive a link back to register for the free class. Make sure to register because you're also going to receive the retirement planner when you attend. Al, we had a great show here today, and it's a little hazy outside. I can't see very far, but you help people with some different OTA tips a week to help see the horizon, see what those investment decisions could have that potential to do. Let's hear that OTA tip of the week.
Well, I saw something on a motivational website, Mark and Angel Hack's website, and I thought was really appropriate. They said that you can't lift 1,000 pounds all at once, yet you can easily lift 1 pound 1,000 times. Tiny repeated efforts will get you there. The same thing is true in trading and investing. Trading is like a marathon. It's not a sprint. You won't be a pro overnight. It's a process. If you want to master it, take it slow. It's like a marathon runner. They're not born running a marathon and that's their first move. They learn to crawl, then they learn to walk, then run a marathon. Same is true in trading and investing. Just remember, if you want it and if you believe in it, you're on your way to achieving it.
Boy, that was inspirational, Al. It's really having that consistency like you're talking about, having the confidence, but to make better choices. Once again, one last set of tickets. Call 952-814-4410 or text the word invest to the number 484848. As always, same time, same place right here on WCCO. Until then, retire young, my friends.